if you're watching us, Calera, Columbiana area there, heading back to Jemison, yeah, you need to keep an eye on this one here. Again, you have a tornado warning now, almost an hour lead time the Weather Service is giving you for this storm. It has not weakened, has showed no signs of weakening. Still on the radar itself, we have that debris ball coming right into the Brent area. Strong rotation still tied in with this storm here as well. And again, to the south of it, we do have a few showers and storms, but they're not enough to disrupt it, because sometimes, like we saw earlier, the southern storm becomes the dominant storm. That's what happened here. Now, this one's not very strong, so just some rain coming on in, but by all means, we're watching this storm here very closely for us as it moves on in toward Brent at this time. Still watching this other one here. I don't want to forget about you guys here across part of St. Clair County. Still have that tornado warning in effect for you all as well, too. The tornado warning does go until 6 o'clock for you. Again, the storm's kind of moving right between Margaret and the Springville area. We still have seen some rotation tied in with this. It's looking a little bit better there, kind of right along Highway 411. There's 231. Here's Interstate 59. So in Springville, stay in your safe place. It's moved through Margaret, Branchville area, Audenville area, and looking at the debris tracker with this one here. This one is not showing anything, which is good news, but definitely we'll be watching that one to see how this one does play out here. But it is trying to do something. It is producing probably some very strong severe winds. Looking at those right now, yeah, definitely some strong winds from Springville to Margaret. Likely straight line winds that could be producing easily tree damage for you. So that's that storm there going through St. Clair County. But the storm we're really concerned about here, and we can't really stress it more and more, is just this one here coming into Brent. That storm there definitely has, the size of this is huge. You can see the storm outflow coming all the way toward Alabaster, Hoover area, and Calera. Now it's wrapped up down near the Brent area, but nonetheless, though, that is where we're still seeing it moving on in. Brent, you are getting impacted right now with this storm, kind of just south of West Blockton area. This is the storm right there. Here you go.
Should have been in your safe place, 20 minutes ago.
You've had a significant lead time with this one. So if you're listening to us, you'll see the new scan is going to jump right to the top of Brent here, because this is, again, our scans when they come through. Remember, the radar scan's got to go around. So as I've said before, if you have your phone, you take a picture of a truck right in front of you on the interstate and you look at it. By the time you see the truck, it's already well down the road. Same concept with the Doppler radar. There's our storm when the radar scan hit it, and then now it's going to loop all the way around, and when it comes back through, we'll see that jump right there. Perfect example, right over to Brent. So looks like it's maybe a little bit smaller than it was, but that doesn't mean anything. It's still a large tornado here that has a history of producing damage just north of the Greensboro area, about 5 miles or so north of there, what we saw the report coming on in. This one here's Highway 82. It's about to cross Highway 82 corridor. Lots of businesses there as well, too. Here's the Highway 5 coming on in. Let's get a tighter look in here of what we're talking about with this storm as it comes in toward the Brent area. So we're talking Fairdale, East Centreville area. This is coming right through you. Just went over top of Jamesville. So just came over Jamesville. Darden Road, State Route 5 there, Heritage Park Drive, Walnut Street, University Way. All of you, again, going to be impacted here by this, going right in top of Fairdale, headed toward the Centreville, East Centreville area as it continues to move on in. Zulu, you saw there popping up as well. State Route 25, County Road 58, Stallings Road, all of you in the path of the storm. Vic, you're in the path of the storm as well as it moves on in. This is our tornado right now coming right into the Brent and Fairdale and East Centreville areas. Please be in your safe place. You've had significant warning time for this. This is what we're looking at. There's a live look at Bibb County you see there over in your screen. You can barely even see it. That's how heavy the rain is coming down with these storms. So, Griffin, this is going to be one of these rain-wrapped supercells.
It's an ugly tornado.
I mean, look at that.
In that you can't see it. I mean, we still got 2 hours left of daylight, and you're blind without radar in this instance. This is just cannot stress this enough. This tornado has been on the ground for about half an hour now. No signs of weakening.
Nope.
And the Weather Service taking no chances with it, already issuing a downstream warning for northern Chilton County and southeastern Shelby County. This is going to be crossing over Highway 82 in downtown Brent. It's happening right now. So if you are anywhere along Montevallo Road in Bibb County, Highway 25, 6 miles right here, Easttown, Gary Springs. This is headed towards you. You need to stay sheltered. right now. I just can't stress it enough. This is a life-threatening situation that's happening here in Bibb County. There's your debris ball right there at the bottom of your screen. Stay indoors, interior room, away from doors and windows. Nobody should be driving right now. We've already had multiple tornadoes that have formed. So again, if you are in Bibb County, go ahead and stay sheltered for the time being. This thing's been on the ground for at least 20-25 miles. This is what we're talking about when we say a long track tornado. These stay on the ground for a long period of time. You see the just blinding rain in the live shot there coming from Bibb County. You can't see much of anything out of these storms that are developing today. This is a high precipitation event, very common for this part of the world where you're not going to be able to see these supercells, which makes them all the more scary. Even in broad daylight, you're not going to be able to see much with these tornadoes. I want to take a moment to go back up to the St. Clair County storm. This storm tracking up to the northeast towards Asheville, Alabama, not Asheville, North Carolina, obviously, but anywho, this is tracking over Highway 411 right now, just south of I-59. It's going to be passing just east of Springville, tracking up to the northeast. It'll be moving into Asheville within the next 10 minutes or so. So anywhere along 411 in St. Clair County between Odenville and Asheville, get to your safe spot right now. Same goes for downtown Asheville, the center of town. You need to be in your safe spot right now, and up towards Steele along Highway 11 way past Trussville, Birmingham proper. This is going to be right now affecting the northern sections of St. Clair County. So that's the latest on that storm. I'm sorry, Mickey, where's this live shot coming? Centreville. Okay, so that is in downtown Centreville where he is located there. This is passing pretty close to there. This is the tornado itself is passing just east of downtown Brent. So let me get my bearings real quick. Sarah, if you're ready, I'll toss it over to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to stress the importance and the danger of this storm right now in Bibb County. The National Weather Service issued a tornado emergency. To give you some perspective, we saw a tornado emergency a few years ago with the Lee County tornado. That tornado killed more than 20 people. So a tornado emergency has been issued because this is an extremely dangerous wedge tornado that just moved through Brent. Now I want to show you why we're showing you the debris indicator, because we've been talking about all the rainfall. The radar picture, it makes it very difficult to see exactly where the tornado is. So for us as meteorologists, it's easier to show you this blue blob here. That is the tornado. The blue circle, that shows you the debris indicator. That is debris being lofted into the air, so that is a clear indication that a very large tornado is on the ground. When you see a distinct blue circle like that, that is extremely dangerous. We're seeing the hook on the radar picture just east of Brent. This is tracking towards northern Chilton County and southern Shelby County. Thankfully, not the Indian Springs area like we saw earlier. This is going to be south of that, but this is a very dangerous tornado that is moving into northern Chilton County. That includes Calera, just north of Jemison, and also this includes southern Shelby County, so Wilton, Columbiana in this. You all need to be getting into your safe place right now. The National Weather Service is doing an extremely good job of giving you a ton of warning with this storm. This is very dangerous, and they know that this storm is moving through an environment that is extremely favorable for this to stay strong. So they're giving you a ton of time. That's why you're getting the tornado warning in Shelby County very early, so that you have plenty of notice to get into that safe place. You may be wondering, why am I sitting here waiting in Shelby County so early? Well, it's because this is very dangerous and this is headed towards you. So we need to be in our safe place right now. In Bibb County right now, this is tracking away from Brent, just a little bit farther north of, or farther east of Brent right now. Zooming back out to show you, this is right near Highway 82, just north of 82 right now, tracking into Bibb County, just east of Brent right now, so tracking towards Shelby County. To give you more of the track right now, we'll send it back over to Dave.
All right, here continuing that storm track right now of that storm we've been watching again right over Gary Springs. It is on top of you right now. So that is, the storm has just been persistent. It is not giving up. It's crossed over Highway 82 right now, Montgomery Road there. You can see County Road 20 heading right into Gary Springs, right along, let's see, Gary Springs Loop, County Road C47, those areas, and then eventually heading further down Pike there. So this, again, this is an observed large catastrophic tornado, large and destructive tornado here from the Weather Service here. So continuing that one as well. Still watching that St. Clair storm for possibility of a tornado, but this by far has been the persistent one. This one here,
yeah, it looks like
see
he's
here,
passing
debris,
through some
okay.
damage there in Bibb County.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, he's. I believe he's near Centreville, which this tornado passed really close to
right
Centreville.
Through Centreville, yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he encounters a little bit more damage here. The tornado's still down, folks. Still need to be sheltered until further notice.
It is definitely there. There is Gary Springs, 6 Mile down the road, Ashbury down the road from it, Thomas Mill. All of you, take shelter immediately here with this storm.
BTI of 7.0. You know, that BTI scale is
anything over 6 is considered
very considerable.
Look at that TDS extent, 1.5 miles.
Wow.
Wide. Potentially with this storm.
Wow.
So that just shows you how large this tornado is. We've seen some of the damage and debris out there, but when you see that, 7, that's really high with the BTI, and then the tornado detection signature there, 1.55, 1.6 miles. That is a very, very large tornado coming on in. 6 Mile, it's in your backyard, 3 minutes. 7 minutes, Ashby, Oakley, 7 minutes. Right now, Wilton, about 10 minutes. Eatingstown, 10 minutes. Aldrich, 11. Pea Ridge, 11. Montevallo, 12 minutes here. Dogwood, 13 minutes. Ryan, 14 minutes. So cannot stress enough, this tornado has not stopped. It continues to be persistent. It came in from Mississippi, and then it really started getting ramped up once it got into Alabama. But you can see we have those tornado warnings in effect for those areas there as well, too. Again, this is one of our storm trackers taking it here. Hopefully it doesn't go over toward the National Weather Service radar, which is up here. But definitely something we'll be watching here moving forward with those tornado warnings continue out there. The additional one downwind there, if you will, 6 p.m. The time there. So we're talking parts of Shelby County as well with this one, southern part of Shelby County, I might add. So again, this is our main tornado here. Again, it is continuing to be strong, long track tornado, something we expected. You can see there's Bibb County, our chasers down there, continue to give us some updates as well too. You can see, again, even flashing lights up there. So look at the heavy rain. That's the other thing about this. You're not going to be able to see this tornado. Looking at the radar here, it is just embedded in this heavy, heavy rain. Now, we even have a thunderstorm kind of just south of this one. This one not looking very impressive at all. It doesn't have a lot of lightning with it, but all the intense lightning is with this northern storm here at this time.
Dave, it's been on the ground for 40 minutes now.
40 minutes?
I backtracked the radar a little bit. 45, close to 45 minutes.
45
this storm
minutes.
has been on the,
That's
this tornado has been down.
And
unbelievable.
It is not letting up at all.
Not.
You know, again, this is, we can't stress enough. Yeah, we've had one significant tornado come through the area now, but this one, bigger. This one has been on the ground longer. It has not weakened. Remember the other one, tornadoed, kind of stopped, tornadoed again, kind of stopped about 4, 5, 6 times. It did that before it's gone into Georgia, and still persisting there, by the way. But this is just huge. This is your debris, folks. This is what we're looking at. We're talking about debris here, significant debris with this tornado heading right towards 6 Mile, Thomas Mill area, Ashby area. Need to be in your safe place right now as this continues to move on in. Again, that tornado is going to continue on that track here off to the northeast. Shows no signs of weakening at all at this point. So with that in mind here, fortunately this is somewhat of a rural area, but it could be moving into a much more populated area here as well too. Again, I want to show you these times because it's really important to you understand. You have 2 minutes, 6 Mile for this massive tornado, very large destructive tornado coming. Wording from the Weather Service, this is a tornado emergency here. 2 minutes till the storm gets to you. 6 minutes in Ashby. Oakley, you got 6 minutes there as well too. Wilton around 9 minutes. Aldrich 10 minutes for you. Montevallo 11 minutes. Pea Ridge around 11 minutes for you. Dogwood 13. Ryan about 14. Calera, again, if it holds together, could get up near your area in about 15 minutes. So there is an advance warning for you here of that storm as it continues to move on in. And again, what's impressive here is the rotation here. It is strong, strong winds here. This is something that could easily be 100, 130 mile per hour winds tied in with this storm here. We can actually kind of just sample them real quick here. I'll kind of give you an example of what we're talking about here with some of those winds. Down to the south, 113 to the north, 38. I mean, do the math there. I mean, that's over 140, 150 mile per hour winds at that point. So this should be a very, very destructive tornado, or it is going to be a very destructive tornado as it moves on through. So that is where we're talking about. That's where we're looking at the significance of this as well, too, with this tornado. So Weather Service has just mentioned that they may be actually getting ready to take shelter there. It's becoming dangerously close to them. Just to give you an idea where the Weather Service is, here's where the tornado is. Here, go ahead and put the debris ball on there. That's the tornado. Here's the path it's taking. That's the Doppler radar. Weather Service is right there, Shelby County Airport, heading right over toward the airport. So they may have to take shelter there at the Weather Service. That just mind-blowing, right, to think about that. But this is a significantly large tornado, folks. It's been persistent, as Griffin said, for 45, coming on 50 minutes now on the ground here, producing significant damage across part of Greene County, Hale County, now Bibb County, and about to cross maybe on into Shelby County here in just a little bit. You can see kind of just part of Shelby County included in that warning, as well as on into Chilton County. So we're going to continue watching all of this. Montevallo, you're watching this, need to take shelter right now immediately as well, too, with this storm as it continues to move up there from the southwest here to the northeast. Persistent, long-track tornado is what we're looking at right now with this storm. We've seen these before. We've seen them in different dates and different times of the year. It doesn't matter. They still do the same thing. Significant damage. You need to be safe. You need to be in your safe place. That's the best thing you can do right now. Know your safe place. You already should have a plan. You put it into place last week when we had those tornadoes, 25 tornadoes in Alabama. None of them, though, going to be as long track as this or as strong as this one. This one's going to be much stronger, probably a little bit stronger than what we're seeing that went through Shelby County earlier today. So Bibb County there, Chilton County, Shelby County, we're watching all this for you very, very closely as it moves on in. That is our tornado here, moving quite close, going to be just south of the Alabaster area. Calera's right here. Again, giving you an advance notice here. We're watching that one. It's moving up in that direction here and coming really close. This is going to come, that's the Doppler radar, the little hole you see. That is the National Weather Service in Birmingham's Doppler radar. So let's hope it doesn't hit the Doppler radar because we really, really need this product to give you a good view of what's going on across the area. So watching this here, that is our tornado here, kind of doing another storm track, again, moving right on in toward Montevallo. So if you're watching us there, need to be prepared for this here. Let me go zoom in again here. Griffin, you're not seeing anything else. Just go ahead and shout if you see something else coming on in at this point.
Just that, I mean, this is just as dangerous of a situation as this gets. This is the southernmost storm. It's unimpeded. The reflectivity, I mean, look at that hook echo. There's a massive inflow notch here, and there's your tornado right there, just south of Highway 25. This is going to be coming up very close to Montevallo. If you are in Montevallo or even Calera, you need to be in a safe spot right now. Again, this has been on the ground for over 45 minutes now, and it has tracked through at least coming up on 3 different counties this tornado has tracked through. So this is a very, very serious situation. This is going to be coming through potentially the far northwestern corner of Chilton County as well. So if you're in Wilton, if you are along State Route 139, Ashby, Briarfield, Oakley, again, a very dangerous situation unfolding here for folks that are in northeastern Bibb County, northern Chilton County, and southern Shelby County. Obviously, you just heard from Dave, the Weather Service themselves are considering taking shelter in this situation. And whenever that happens, usually a neighboring office, let's say Peachtree City in Atlanta, or Huntsville, or Jackson, will help take over and continue to issue warnings. So that may be the case. We'll have to wait and see about that. But that just goes to show the gravity of the situation here that we're dealing with.
And they extended that warning for that supercell downwind to Calhoun, Etowah. Or actually, that's the other storm.
That's
sorry.
the other
that's the other storm.
Okay, so there's that second storm.
The second
up
storm
there.
still watching.
That's up there in St. Clair County. So that's going to include Rainbow City, east of the Coosa River in Etowah County. Looks like it's going to be including the southern sections of Gadsden. This second storm that we're watching, northern St. Clair County near Ragland.
It's pretty intense on the velocity there.
And passing pretty close to Ohatchee, where we already had a very significant tornado pass through there as well.
Yes, we did.
This is a very dangerous situation. So, I mean, anybody who's within a warning, you need to go to a safe spot right now. It doesn't matter if you're close to the tornado or not. This is just not the day that you want to play around with something like this. We got 2 active storms in progress, one of which has produced a violent long-track tornado that's been on the ground for over 45 minutes now, and it's tracking up into northern Chilton County and Southern Shelby County. Again, the Weather Service considering seeking shelter. That's how serious the situation is. So again, very destructive tornado happening right now with a large debris ball that's coming up on Montevallo now. Brent and Centreville, you're in the clear. It's well past you now. But if you're downstream from this, Montevallo, Wilton, Calera, now's the time. You got to get to that interior room, away from doors and windows, put as many walls between you and the exterior as possible. Sarah, if you're ready, I'll toss it to you.
Looking at this because you know how destructive. It does not get much worse than what we are seeing on radar right now. So if you have family in Montevallo, Calera, Columbiana, you need to text them, call them right now, and make sure they are in a safe place. If you are in a mobile home near Columbiana, Southern Shelby County, or Northern Chilton County, if you're in a mobile home, you have time right now to get into a storm shelter. You cannot be in a mobile home when you see something like this on radar in Bibb County coming towards you. You cannot be in a mobile home right now. So you need to be getting into a storm shelter. For folks in Montevallo, anywhere along Alabama 25, along 31, even along I-65 through Shelby and Chilton County, get into a safe place right now. Going to zoom in to show you the areas impacted here shortly. Wilton, Montevallo, Calera, Alabama, US 31 right there, the 31 corridor stretching from Calera down through South Calera, Minoka, Ocampo, County Road 201, Dry Valley, Roberta, County Road 23 in Southern Shelby County, State Route 155. If any of these roads sound familiar, you need to be in your safe place right now. Through Wilton, this is bearing down on you right now. Rain is starting to pick up in Montevallo right now, but the tornado that is on the ground is still west of you, but it is tracking towards you right now. Montevallo, even towards the American Village area, you all need to be in your safe place right now. What you're seeing at the bottom of your screen, that is a debris ball that is continuing to track towards you. So not something to take lightly this afternoon or this evening. County Road 95 in Southern Calera, County Road 75, County Road 33. This is moving towards you right now. Looking live in Bibb County right now, you can just see just the rainfall and the cloud cover that we're seeing.
Might be
that's the tornado. That's it. Now you can see that.
See
that wedge tornado. That is an extremely large tornado that is moving towards Southern Shelby County, Northern Chilton County right now. It has passed through Brent and is moving through Bibb County right now. This is a live look from Severe Studios right now from Highway 25. That is where the wedge tornado is. You can see how wide this tornado is. You heard Dave mention a wedge basically from top to bottom, a large wedge tornado. The path of this destruction is going to be massive from this storm.
It's wider than it is tall. That just goes to show you. That's why they call it a wedge tornado, because it's just so huge. I mean, that whole thing, it's taking up the entire screen there. Just goes to show you how unbelievably large that tornado is.
And it's wrapped in rain.
Yeah,
but you can see just enough of a definition here. He's about to get some heavy rain coming on in. But where John Humphreys is there with Severe Studios, again, look at that. That is a ginormous tornado moving on through, and this one is headed right to Montevallo. Again, if you have friends, if you have family, Sarah just said this, can't stress it enough, call them, tell them, get to your basement now. Look at how big this tornado is. This is what's coming. And even the Weather Service watching this very closely as well, too, as it comes close to that area as well, too. Going right over Ashby now, headed again to Montevallo. So please need to take shelter immediately with this storm. It is so big, it's taken up the whole camera view at this point as well. So again, just incredible here looking at that. That is with John Humphreys, Severe Studios. He's running into some of the heavy rain now. The dark shadow you see in front of him, that actually is that wedge tornado. He's along Highway 25 right now. And again, that is just, the storm has been persistent and it's just not going through. It just went right through Ashby area, through Briarfield right now. Oakley area just impacted by this as well, continuing to move through. But he's on State Route 25.
He's just north, of that area of rotation, kind of near Wilton, is where, and he was looking south where you just saw it there. So he's on the northern end of this storm as it's now passing into Shelby County, crossing over into that northwestern corner of Chilton County too, but coming up on Shelby County as well. So it's passing just south of Wilton, that wedge tornado you see there. If you're on County Road 73, County Road 109, 54 in Chilton County, safe place immediately. This is coming right towards you. In the Roberta, Dry Valley area, Montevallo, even as far east as Calera, you need to be in a safe spot right now because this is headed your way.
Right through Briarfield now, just went through Ashby area, just crossing over Highway 110, right, or rather County Road 33 now, right around Highway 139. For you, going right to 25, where again John is located there. So he's kind of moving himself away because he gets too far down the Highway 25 there. He's going to be right in the direct path of this. But this is because that goes right into Montevallo. Of course, we have university there, so I don't know if they're on spring break or not. But it's something again. But we're still watching this. And, of course, the Weather Service watching this closely because this could be something that's going to be heading right into their back door, literally.
Because obviously towards the center of all the radar data there, you see right here, that is where the radar site is. And the Shelby County Airport is kind of halfway between Alabaster and Calera on the map here. So the Weather Service office is pretty dangerously close to the storm. It looks like it'll most likely be passing just south of where the Weather Service office is located. You see the Ray Dome is right about here. That's where the tornado is, down here. So it's tracking up to the northeast like that. That puts it pretty much on a beeline with Calera. That's why we're stressing, if you're in Calera, you need to go to your safe spot right now. It's also likely going to pass just south of the center of Montevallo, but if you're in that southern section of Montevallo, it's too close to call. You need to be in an interior room away from doors and windows. Fortunately, this tornado, has impacted a lot of Brent and Centreville. It's well past Brent and Centreville now. We can give an all clear for you guys, but it's just it's still maintaining its structure very well as it now enters into Chilton County. So once again, this tornado warning includes northern Chilton County. It's going to be passing to the mostly north of Jemison and Thorsby and Clanton. You know, those same communities that were impacted a week ago by the St. Patrick's Day tornado. This is going to be to the north of you, but it is going to be impacting the southern sections of Shelby County, making beeline right towards Calera. Soon to be crossing over County Road 113, soon to be crossing over State Route 155. If you are familiar with any of these roads I'm mentioning, it's coming up towards you, so you really need to be very careful, stay indoors, and don't move until we give you an all clear. Interior room, away from doors and windows, it's still down. This tornado, which has been on the ground for almost an hour, almost 1 hour, this tornado has just been tracking through, just tearing a huge path in central Alabama that it's causing just massive damage, I'm sure. We've already had reports of 3 fatalities today in Ohatchee. Very sad news. I really hope people are heeding the warnings here today because this is just not a day you want to play around with something like this.
And the live picture you're seeing there, that is in Wilton, so again, in Shelby County. So that is going to be, again, really close. So here's our tornado here in Montevallo there, just to the north. Wilton, you can see it's moving just, so here's Wilton. Here's our tornado. So John's right here, so he's not far from it here. Montevallo looks like it's going to be just missing you, continuing its way toward the Dry Valley area, Roberta area there, Matala Acres area. That is all in the path here of this, but it's large tornado as it moves on through that area. So again, John's there in Wilton. That's the video you're looking at here with a very, very heavy rain coming on in. You can see where he is located here. This is where the heavy rain is. This is where the tornado is. The large tornado. You saw how wide that was. I mean, it's bigger than the screen can show.
Enormous.
So, I mean, the one estimate we saw was maybe 1.5 miles wide. Again, that's just an estimate, so we'll have to wait for the damage path to go through. But so Montevallo, Wilton, there it is. It's going going to go just to your south, Dry Valley, Robert area there coming on in. Again, this has shown no signs here of weakening. Griffin just showed this, but that rotation is just really, really, really strong out here with all that counterclockwise circulation here. Looks like it's going to be just moving just to the south here of the Weather Service office, which there's where the radar is, Weather Service office right along Shelby County Airport there along Interstate 65. So pretty close. Again, our debris tracker. There it is. Now, it's not looking quite as impressive.
Getting a little
it's
noisy
also,
as well.
It is. It's going to contaminate being close to the radar, too. But the radar is going to get a good sampling here of exactly how strong those winds are as it gets close to it. And as that happens, we'll have really good perspective here. It serves the meteorologists at the Weather Service to see just how strong those winds are with this tornado as it gets really close to that radar. But again, Montevallo, Wilton area, it looks like it just immediately, not stone's throw away from you is where the track was here. So probably still had some debris continuing to fall across those areas. Dry Valley, Roberta area, it is moving right into your area right now. If you have friends and family live there, call them, tell them to take their safe place immediately as well too, as you want to be, again, below ground is the best thing to do at this point. In a basement, best thing for you to do at this point. So there you can see here, getting, again, pretty quick updates. The Dry Valley area there, this was a tornado emergency here, of course, with the confirmed large tornado. We saw live there with John from Storm Studios getting us that video for us. So again, this is the storm coming on in. Going to move just south there. It looks like the Weather Service was kind of making more of that, kind of a right turn to it a little bit. But still, Dry Valley, Roberta, it's over top of you. Again, hard to get a good perspective of it. When it's that close to the radar, sometimes it's not the best way to see what we're talking about, but there again is your strong rotation. So County Road 201, it's right along County Road 201, just cross State Road 155, heading over toward County Road 133, and eventually be crossing over 31, as well as Interstate 65 here. So we'll be watching that. So if you're watching this Calera, again, take shelter immediately. It looks like it could be making a beeline right toward the Calera area. And again, it's a little more populated out there compared to where the tornado has been as it gets closer to the interstate. A lot of businesses and homes, of course. So we're going to be watching this one here very, 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 very closely.
And Dave, I want to point out, we do have a big cluster of showers that's now developing in Chilton County. So obviously not a big enough reason to let your guard down yet. But this could be a good thing. This is probably kind of impeding the inflow to this storm. It hasn't had much development south of it, and that's why it's maintained its structure so well for the past hour now. But now we've got some showers developing in Chilton County, and when that rain-cooled air gets ingested by the storm, that could cause it to weaken a little bit. Still, you need to be in shelter if you're in Calera or Columbiana, because you guys are in that tornado warning polygon. You need to stay put for the time being and wait for this thing to pass. You see the lapse here. You see how strong that radar signature was when it was back in Bibb County. Even as far back as Hale County, this storm had a very profound debris signature with it. So if you're in Calera, just stay put for a little bit longer. Fortunately, Jemison and Thorsby, this is going to be missing you, and it's going to be, you're seeing a lot of heavy rain right now, but fortunately the tornado itself is passing to the north of you. But it is coming up on Highway 31. So let's pause that radar loop. There's your tornado right there, basically right on top of Roberta and Dry Valley now. But this is coming up into downtown
Look at the wind
Calera.
in that video, with the rain kind of blowing by.
Yeah, I'm sorry, one more time, Dave?
You see the live Shelby County video where you are, right there, again from John, they're showing the wind zipping by, just going into that tornado likely.
Yeah, it's just remarkable how strong this storm has been for such a long time. This is why we said long track tornadoes at the beginning of the day.
There it is.
Yeah, that looks like a little bit of a lowering there.
As soon as you can get some better perspective.
Yeah. Okay, so looks like he's passing.
See if he can get past all that.
He's passing like the industrial area of Calera. That side of Calera is pretty industrial. You see obviously some sort of refinery there. I believe he's still on Highway 25, so he's coming up really close to this thing. If there's a tornado there, he's like you said, Dave,
he's going to be
away.
right near it.
Yeah.
Of course, unlike the Great Plains where there's no trees, we have plenty of trees and hills here. But that is right off in the distance there. As soon as it gets to some sort of break in the trees, that dark shadow you see, there it is. There's our tornado. It looks like it'd be somewhere right in through there.
Maybe on the left-hand side where he's pointing the camera, or Could be
I
somewhere
mean, it's just rain wrapped anyway.
Another great example of why it's difficult to see these trees. You have so many trees here.
Love the trees, but
it's not like,
it
yeah,
doesn't
love
help
the
us
trees,
with spotting. But
it's not like the plains where you can see it from
forever.
5 miles away.
Right. There we go. Here's a bigger clearing here.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
that looks like a base lowering right there. I'm not quite sure exactly the direction he's looking. He may be getting out ahead of it far enough, which would be the safer thing to do here. He's not in the rain anymore either, if you notice.
Right.
So he's probably right into Calera.
He's probably a little further out ahead of it, too.
Yeah, he's probably coming into Calera. We'll probably come up along Interstate 65 here shortly. And looks like this could be going. If you watch us in Calera, please, you need to take shelter immediately with this.
Yep,
this is,
stay put.
It's right over Calera area now, coming on in here. It's going to continue. County Road 2075, right through Calera. The storm's going to go right on in over those areas. Again, it's kind of hard to tell here just looking at the debris signature because of where its location is so close to the radar. But just looking at the reflectivity of it, that hook is going to coming right over top of that location there. You can see what we're talking about here, what we have. So here again, Calera, Interstate 65, Highway 31, Highway 25 coming right through there. There is our tornado here coming right up through South Calera to Calera area. It's moving on in about 50 miles per hour. So this is a fast moving storm. You can see here, watching this one here, he's showing a very dark clouds. I cannot tell. Remember, this thing is ginormous. So there's your hook. So this is coming on in South Calera. This is going to come right over top of your area, right in through here. This is where we're talking about here. That tornado is coming into your neck of the woods. Looking at the reflectivity, that's what we have. The velocity product still showing again the strong rotation here, right into South Calera. Here's County Road right now 95. There's 25 from Roberta coming to Calera. Here's Interstate 65, Highway 31. If you live in those areas, that's where we're talking about. Again, hard to tell here, but that's where our tornado would be, right in through here. Very noisy since it's so close to the radar, but that's it. That is coming right up in toward Calera area. So he is on Highway 31 and 18th Avenue in Calera. That's where John is located right now.
He's very close.
He's very close. I mean, look how dark the sky. I mean, this is Calera. That's Highway 31 coming right through here. This is our tornado coming on in. That is going to come right through there. So again, it's going to be really, really close to where he is located. Not, you want to be in your safe place. You want to be, again, please take shelter. This has been a long, very large and destructive tornado. You're seeing the video there on the side of your screen there. That could be the tornado. Kind of hard to tell because this is a large tornado. That rotation coming right up in through there as well too. Just looking at the storm relative velocity with it. Hard to tell. There it was. I'll give you a better idea. Right in through here, right through South Calera to Calera. That is what we're talking about. That is our tornado. Your debris, kind of hard to tell, but that's where it is. So if you're living in Calera, South Calera, tornado is right through your area right now. So if you listen to us, tornado is on top of you right now. You can see here what we're trying to get. John's trying to get a better perspective of it. You can see where the brighter sky is, but nonetheless, though, still watching this here very, very closely. Let me go ahead and severe wind. Maybe this will give us. There it is, right? That's where it's going to be, right there.
They're north of the tornado at the Weather Service office, but the wind is still gusting up to 46 knots, which is groughs 50, 55 miles an hour.
So here's our tornado, right in through here. So County Road 67, Grantham Road, it's about to cross the interstate right now, kind of heading to County Road 67 as well too. There's South Calera is what we're talking about right here. Again, moving right through the Calera area as we speak. So that is where our tornado is located now. This is Interstate 65 right through here. So it is crossing the interstate as we speak, and it's going to continue to kind of work its way here on in toward County Road 67. Timberline Drive, you're watching us Timberline Trail, shelter now. Tornado's on top of you. Heading to Dogwood Drive, County Road 306, County Road 301, Evervine Drive, all of you, that tornado is coming right over top of your area now, coming just past south of this Calera City Center, which would be right here. This is our tornado. This is the best way to show you where it is. Here's Interstate 65, again, crossing right over. Looks like he is right there on the overpass.
He's on I-65 now.
He's at the overpass.
Overpasses.
That's got to be it right there. There it is. That's it. That's your tornado.
It's crossing over the
That is it. Look how large it is.
Right now.
There it is, crossing Interstate 65. Multiple vortex tornado.
This is crossing over I-65 right now. There should not be anybody on the
nope.
highway
and
right
look at all
there.
the cars. They stop. There's some stop and it looks like the southbound lanes
they're stopping to let it pass.
right here.
Look at that.
Yeah, multiple vortex tornado from what we just saw in his video there. large. You saw how big it was. It just crossed over Interstate 65. Now it's heading into their subdivision just beyond that there. So again, very large tornado, likely very destructive tornadoes we saw there. You saw those little swirls going around it. That would be multiple vortex. That means you have different tornadoes around the parent tornado. Probably was like that the entire time, but that was our first time being able to see that. That just crossed over Interstate 65. This is your tornado right there. Again, just crossing the interstate. Just here's Calera. So it missed the really downtown area, if you will, of Calera, but crossing over 65. John is right here. He's along Highway 25 right now, just to the north of that. Let me go ahead and bring this map down a little bit and show you. That is where he's located. Timberline Trail, Timberline Drive, tornadoes over you now. Dogwood Drive, County Road 306, heading toward the Ozan area. It's going to move right over top of you. County Road 301, Everline Drive. Take shelter now. This is our tornado. This is where it's going to continue to move. Looking at debris tracker, boom, there it is right there. Again, just impressive looking here. We saw it as across the interstate, and it continues to move through. John's getting a good view of us there from Shelby County, of course, where he's located there just outside, now just to the east of Calera along Highway 25 here. Here's the main Interstate 65 corridor. It has crossed over the interstate now. Large tornado, multi-vortex, it looked like from what we could tell from that video. And again, just moving in, likely a significant path of destruction with it. This has been on the ground for well over an hour now, and we're talking, what, 60-some miles, Griffin, maybe even more than that?
Yeah, potentially
well
60
too.
miles this thing has been down, and it's still down.
It has not
saw
stopped.
That incredible live shot that we just saw of it crossing over I-65. But this is, fortunately, this has cleared the city of Calera. It's now fully east of I-65. Now the immediate concern is for places like Columbiana, Shelby Springs, Hillsdale, all of these communities in eastern Shelby County now under the gun from this tornado.
Shelby Springs, Shelby Junction, right over top of Ozan right now. This is where we're talking about. There's Columbiana. Yep, you're going to be next down the pike for this, unfortunately. So we're watching that. Calera, you're in the clear right now. It has passed by you right now. Looking at their latest radar, there it is. There's your debris ball. Storm went right just south of the Weather Service. Here's the National Weather Service Doppler radar. There is our storm. That is the debris ball, if you will, here. And it continues to have very strong winds with it. Right there. There is our velocity product showing where the strongest wind are. And again, we'll talk about this is where our tornado is currently located. So if you're watching us in those areas, here's County Road 86, Springs Junction. It's coming right over top of you. It's actually right over top of you as you hear my voice right now. It is coming into those neighborhoods now. Heading over toward County Road 86, Long Branch Parkway, Wilson Road. We're also talking about here just off to the south of State Route 25. And that's where John is located here.
He is dangerously close to this
He's
thing.
along. This is 25. Here's our tornado. Now it's, again, probably closer to Spring Junction now. We'll see the new scan. It'll jump over there momentarily here. But there you see. There's his video. If you want to go ahead and take that full again, that is the tornado off there into his shot. It is a very large wedge tornado, which means the top and bottom are from straight to the cloud to the down. It is not a funnel. It is not a little stovepipe. It is an actual tornado. A little bird flying there saying, I'm out of here. We are still looking at this. This is your tornado. It's hard to see. Again, we love our trees here in Alabama. They don't help with spotting tornadoes at all. But indeed, okay, Shelby County Road 86.
He's just north.
He's
just north of it.
Just north of it. So he just turned off at 25, which 86 hits 25.
He's in the bear's cage, so to speak.
If you
he
want
really
to, yeah,
is. I mean,
that's our
close.
tornado right there. Again, he's not as impressive of a view as it once had, but doesn't matter. It's still a very large tornado coming into Springs Junction. It's over top of Springs Junction right now. If you're watching us in Springs Junction, that's what we're talking about. So hard to tell here. It's wrapped in rain anyway, but this is where our tornado is, and it's going to continue to be in that area. So he's going to continue looking at this, kind of zooming out a little bit there, and still be watching it. So he's going to be going down Highway 86, which he cannot do. Now he's going to run into the damage path of this. So it'll be interesting to see here in less than a mile. He probably won't be able to go much farther south because he's going to cross right over top of where this is. So kind of give you an idea where he is. Here's 25. Here's 86.
Still a debris ball with this. That's co-located with, the velocity signature. It's right on top of it, so it's still there.
It's all there, and it is not stopped. There's your tornado. Again, debris indicator, best way to show it. He's going to drive right into there. So when you're watching his video there, again, it doesn't look, it's still pretty close to the area. Here's Shelby Springs, Shelby Junction. We're right over top of Shelby Junction. That is our tornado. He won't be able to get too much farther before he's going to cross over some damage and debris there. I'm sure we'll see that momentarily if he's staying on Highway 86 at that point. County Road 42, it's over top of you right now, headed to State Route 25 again. So here's 42. I'll kind of move this over here a little bit here. Here's 42. Here is Highway 25. Looks like it's going to go back up and hit 25 because it kind of winds around there through rural Shelby County. But still going to be watching that right there. That is our tornado. The reflectivity shows, there it is. You can see, look at this video right now. If you want to go ahead and take that full again,
yep,
that is it. That is the tornado right there.
Just saw it for a fleeting moment, right behind those trees.
Right behind the trees. This is it. This is the tornado right through here. Large wedge tornado. We say wedge again because the top and bottom are straight down. And that is our tornado. Continues to move on in very quickly to the northeast, and as it does so, will continue to bring those areas there some significant destruction. Now he is crossing Highway 42, it looks like right there. He's on 25 again. He's back on 25, so that's good. He's off of 86 probably because he won't be able to go very far on 86 anyway. But still dealing with, he's continuing on 25. So here's 25 up here, so it kind of give you a better perspective where the strongest rotation is, right in through here. Here's 42, so he crossed over that. So he's through Shelby Springs now. He's continuing on Highway 25. This is eventually going to come up to right where he's located there. So, of course, John's going to take close action, be very, very careful here as the storm has now moved just past Shelby Springs. Again, 25 is this road right here. Here's the tornado, and he is still kind of behind it a little bit because he just crossed Highway 42. So he's back into here looking at that tornado. You can see how dark it is out there. Current time is 5:52. We still have another hour of daylight with this one. But again, persistent supercell thunderstorm here. Again, the reflectivity still shows with this that we are talking about that debris ball tied in with it. Just off to the east right now of Shelby Springs area. Strong rotation continues. Look at that. Look at this right now. And the velocity showing up there. Again, our winds, there's our tornado there, and again, our debris tracker showing again where that tornado is located. So right now between Highway 25, Highway 42, which is going off to the southeast, going to be crossing right over that location there. And as it continues to do so, the storm is going to continue moving, and again, in an area that they've seen, I haven't seen something here, but this has just been one incredible long track tornado. Wouldn't be surprised here if we saw damages in upwards of EF-3 type damage out there too with this. So this continues to move through. Right now it was just passed over Christian Lane, Sweet Gum Road, Brown Road area. It's headed further here up into the areas. Let's go up here to the north. Right now County Road 315 about to head up your way. Take shelter immediately now. The tornado is coming right over top of you as we go forward here. That storm continues to move on in. Again, this is still very impressive. Here's 25, and John is on 25 at this point, and it continues to see, I think that's what he's looking at now, maybe kind of looking at this whole thing. Sarah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Dave, the National Weather Service moved the warning a little bit farther north to include a little bit farther north of Childersburg, just because we're seeing the center of the track of the storm move a little bit up towards the north. So this is tracking towards Columbiana right now. So if you are in Columbiana, you need to be in your safe place. Also, Wilsonville, you guys will be next too. So Columbiana, you need to be there now. Wilsonville, you guys are next, and then up towards 280 and Childersburg, you guys will be under the gun here in about 30 minutes or so. Some of the roads impacted, if you live near Valentine, County Road 703, County Road 31, State Route 145 in Shelby County, County Road 1, County Road 9, 4 Mile. All of you guys need to be in your safe place right now. We cannot stress enough how dangerous this is just from the images we're seeing on your screen right now from Severe Studios. This is a large wedge tornado that crossed over Interstate 65, likely producing damage as we speak. Thankfully, we are seeing rain out of ahead of this, but it has not weakened this storm enough yet. We're still seeing this very clearly defined debris ball here that is moving right towards Columbiana. So Columbiana is right here. Here is the tornado. This is County Road 47 that runs through Columbiana. That is where the tornado is going to track over right now. County Road 30, you guys are next. County Road 5, County Road 7. Check in with your friends and family right now. I have been doing that. I know everyone in this studio has been texting anyone they know in Southern Shelby County right now to let them know that this is coming towards you. We have already had fatalities today. Let's please try to get everyone safe through this very dangerous tornado right now. Carlton Point, this is tracking towards you. Cospers Bend, County Road 98 in Shelby County, County Road 90, and then towards 280 in Childersburg. This is where the tornado warning, this is the edge of the tornado warning, so that's enough notice for you right now to be getting into that safe place as we speak. I'll send it back over to Dave.
Right now, we'll continue to watch this again. If you're in Columbiana, shelter now. You've got 3 minutes till the storm gets to your area there.
Still a TDS.
3 minutes.
It's still down.
It's still down.
Crossing over County Road 47.
Yep, and Highway 25 coming right in. It's in Columbiana right now, though. So again, if you're watching us in Columbiana, take shelter now. Safe place right now. Take cover. This storm is coming right into Columbiana here. So you can see here. Here's County Road 78, County Road or Highway 25, State Road 25, State Road 70, all coming on in, 47, all 25, all of this coming into Columbiana. Tornado is in Columbiana right now. Take shelter immediately here. This is your tornado. This is what we've been watching all for the last over an hour. It's now going into Columbiana right now, likely a very large tornado, possibly multiple vortex, which means it has mini tornadoes spinning around the big parent tornado or within the big parent tornado. So that is coming on into Columbiana as we speak. So if you're watching us there, need to be in your safe place immediately. Right now, kind of zooming on into Columbiana itself, kind of taking its way on into County Road 47, 25, Walton Street, Mill Street, every road here, Mildred, Carter Lane, Lester, Collins, you name it, Pittstra, Bolton, Briarwood, again, moving right through your area here, coming right in, maybe not quite to downtown, looks like it maybe just brushed the city there. There again, there's our tornado. Remember how large it is, so even if it's not centered over Columbiana, you're feeling the influence of those strong winds. And we're talking trees potentially down here as well, too. And we'll continue to watch this one moving on in. But there it is. This supercell has been persistent. It is not weakened at all.
And they're going with the tornado emergency again.
Tornado emergency.
Another tornado emergency. So this is going to be...
I see why.
Yeah, I mean, this says that we saw it cross over I-65. It's still there. That's a very large debris ball crossing over Ferry Road right now, very close to the center of downtown Columbiana. There's your debris ball right there. It's getting larger again. It's had a history of producing widespread damage back down to the southwest. This is near County Road 30, County Road 5, State Route 61. If you're anywhere near these roads, you need to be in a safe spot right now, especially in Wilsonville. This is tracking northeast right up towards Wilsonville along the Coosa River, a very not small little town here in eastern Shelby County, but nonetheless, you're next in line for this storm. That's another potentially very significant tornado that is now developing east of Columbiana. We're keeping a close eye on John Humphrey's live stream. That's his live shot there on the right-hand side of your screen. Obviously, he's encountering some hilly and vegetated terrain. There's a lot of trees there, obviously. This is Alabama. There's certainly a lot of trees and a lot of hills here, so it's very difficult to see. But that is a very profound... Wow. It just expanded a lot just in that last scan there.
Well, it's going through those trees. I mean, there's your debris.
Yeah, that is debris that you just saw it expand like that just in one scan of the radar. That is unreal, this signature that's coming in east of Columbiana. And we're going on potentially about an hour and 10 minutes that this thing has been down. It is still down. It's been on the ground for about at least 50 to 60 miles. This tornado has been down. So it's not over yet, still going. So Wilsonville, Carlton Point, Valentine, anybody along the Coosa River.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at the camera.
There it is.
There it is.
There it
there
is.
It is.
Right there in the center of your screen. That has to be quarter mile, half a mile wide tornado. that's right there, and he's moving away from
the tornado.
And I'm glad he's doing that, because that is a very large tornado that is down. You just saw it there for a brief fleeting moment. But notice how the trees obscure it. That's why it's really difficult to go out and see this sort of thing.
And he's booking it through there, so he's trying to get away from this right now.
I don't blame him. He should. I wouldn't want to be the one taking chances with this for sure.
Nope.
And so the next in line, Wilsonville, Childersburg. Anybody in Childersburg along the Coosa River there, you need to go to a safe spot right now. Looks like he's getting up on some higher terrain.
Yeah, there we go.
He's probably going to be able to see it a little bit better, but it's right behind him.
It's right behind him.
Driving away from it. I think he's on Highway 25, about to come into Wilsonville.
I think that's, because it makes sense. The terrain goes up that way.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to get the perspective of that as the storm comes in. But yeah, it is literally, you saw there briefly for a few seconds how large that tornado was. Right behind him. He continues to, looks like he's still climbing an elevation through there.
Just unreal how massive this thing actually is. So all the more reason to take it very seriously. I think we can say now that if you're in the center of Columbiana, this is fully to the east of downtown Columbiana now. Now the immediate concern is for Wilsonville. Anybody who's along Highway 25, this is coming right towards you, right where you see John Humphrey's live stream there. This is coming up into Wilsonville now. So that's the next town in line for this tornado, which again has been it's been causing significant damage for over an hour now. That's all the evidence you need, that you need to go to an interior room and take this storm very seriously. Also included in this warning is Childersburg.
Yeah.
It's got a while before it gets to Childersburg, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, but go to your safe spot, interior room, away from doors and windows. Very serious situation that we're dealing with here. And fortunately, this has cleared the city of Calera. It's well past Calera. It's now past Columbiana, but Wilsonville, get to that safe spot immediately. Dave?
Yeah, again, we're watching this here, of course, John, there, and trying to get us up a little bit higher elevation to give us a better perspective of it. But we saw that tornado briefly as he was trying to get far enough away from it, so which is smart. But again, if you're watching us in Wilsonville, again, take shelter immediately. You're likely to be clipping just over top of the Wilsonville area now here in the next few minutes. So again, take shelter, be safe. You don't want to be anywhere near this very large destructive tornado according to the Weather Service here. You can see here right now, John's actually kind of working by it. See, he's on 61 right now. So is that they're going to see he's turned on State Route 61. Just saw that on the map. There it is through Wilsonville. So he's kind of right in through here is what we're looking at. So again, as he moves through this area, this is where we're watching. He's going to try to get here as the tornado comes on in. He's keeping himself safe, but still getting pretty close to where we're talking about where the storm is. So look, Columbiana, again, the storm has kind of moved just off there to the east of you right now, and kind of looking at, there it is. You can see where that blue area is. Looking at the severe winds with this, you can see just how intense some of those winds are right now. And looking at the reflectivity, this is where the tornado is here, coming right on in toward Wilsonville as we speak. So the Wilsonville area, take cover now. Need to be in your lowest place, safe place right now. So that is where our storm is. Our velocity shows how intense the winds are at this point. And again, looks like that's coming down maybe a little bit here, not quite as impressive.
Yes.
I'll take it. But we still have a tornado
still not enough
debris. Still have debris at least being lofted into the air with that, if I can get this to work here for me. There we go. We still have that tornado. Here it is, coming into the Wilsonville area. Right now, the tornado warning in effect until 6:30. Currently, it's 6:03. So for those out there in Columbiana, things are in the clear for you right now. Wilsonville, State Route 145, State Route 25, State Route 61. Take shelter if you live off of any of those. County Road 61, County Road 103, County Road 31. It's all coming toward that direction there. Wilsonville. There's Childersburg. Need to keep an eye on that one there. Highway 231 corridor may go near Harpersville. If you're watching us in Harpersville, kind of just there to the north, you can see this might be going right through Wilsonville, kind of splitting maybe the difference between Harpersville and Childersburg. So if you're watching us there, please, please take shelter. This is a large tornado that's been on the ground for, as Griffin said, well over an hour now, and it's been persistent the entire time too. So we talked about a long track tornado. Perfect example. Still going over an hour long here. Supercell has been persistent. The first one that we had that caused significant damage across Shelby County, that was a persistent long track supercell that had intermittent tornadoes throughout its lifetime. This one has just been one persistent tornado the entire time. Large wedge tornado, meaning the top and bottom are as wide. It's not that little skinny V-type tornado you see or stovepipe tornado. This would be a large wedge tornado.
Very large. And just to give you some of the landmarks in the path of this thing, there's a very popular horse farm in Wilsonville. This is coming up right near Shelby Oaks Farm. This is headed right towards you. So if you're in Wilsonville and you can hear my voice, you need to seek shelter immediately. In about 5 to 10 minutes, a tornado is headed in your direction. You need to be in an interior room, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, because this is a very serious situation. And obviously, Childersburg is the next storm in line. It's continuing that track northeast, still pretty much on a B line right towards Childersburg. So Wilsonville, Childersburg, go ahead and go to your safe spot right now. We're watching that live stream very closely. We've gotten a couple of snapshots of the tornado as John Humphreys has been kind of moving in between the trees. We can get sometimes a brief fleeting view of that tornado, but it's enough that, I mean, during those fleeting moments, it looks like it's about a quarter mile to a half a mile wide. This is a very large, very destructive tornado, Dave.
And it's about to cross Highway 25, actually probably already crossed 25.
There's also
right
an
now.
Alabama power plant there.
There is 4 miles.
Right there in the Coosa River, right near, there's those big smokestacks that you can see from miles away. There's that Alabama power plant that's right there. You know that site where the big smokestacks are? You can see them from really far away in Shelby County. That's where the tornado is right now. It's coming up into Wilsonville. So immediately, you need to be in shelter. Cannot stress this enough. You're in Wilsonville, Childersburg. Go to that safe spot right now.
I think, John, he was on Highway 61. He just turned. I think he went right through the town of Wilsonville right now. Wilsonville, rather. It looks like, try to see if they can see a road sign coming on in here. But it looks like the tornado's likely going to be in front of him at this point. So you can see here, sorry, on my shoulder, just kind of looking at the TV screen to see where he is located. So here's our tornado. Here's Wilsonville. Highway, again, 145 here. This is 61, kind of coming out of their Wilsonville, past the mobile home park there. Don't want to be in your mobile homes right now. You want to be in a safe place. Here's the tornado crossing Highway 25, County Road 7, 9, Route 145, and again heading up towards 61. So I think we were seeing John here in Wilsonville, possibly going up 61 north here to try to not quite intercept this, but be close to this here as we go on in. So you can see he's really slowing down a little bit, waiting for the storm. Lots of trees coming out into those areas. That's a lot of this debris is probably more trees than anything. But here is our tornado. Again, looking at the reflectivity from it, there's your debris ball here. The big supercell off to the north, the whole thunderstorm here coming right into the Wilsonville area. Childersburg, you need to watch this one as well too, very, very, very closely. Still seeing here a rotation not as quite as impressive as it once was. But
good.
That's a good thing, but we're still looking at, again, debris showing up with this here, and there's your debris ball, again, your TDS, or tornado detection signature, coming right into the Wilsonville area. Now, I will say there's a chance, you can hope and pray, that it is weakening quite a bit here, or starting to. We're still seeing that debris. We're still tracking that right now here as it comes on in toward the Wilsonville area, and the mobile home park right there as well, too.
And I want to point out, Dave, we do have some more, some heavy rainfall to the south of this thing, which may be kind of diminishing the storm a little bit as well. But as you just saw there, that TDS is still there. This has been down for an hour and 15 minutes now, maybe longer, that this tornado has been down. This is what we said when we said long track tornadoes. So if you're in Wilsonville, stay put for just a little bit longer. Columbiana, this is past you. We can give you an all clear. It's just the extreme eastern part of Shelby County now pushing into what looks like Talladega County as well. Childersburg kind of next in line for this storm. Obviously, it's on top of Wilsonville now. Harpersville, this is going to be passing south of you. You're getting a ton of heavy rain, a ton of lightning strikes, maybe some pea-sized hail up in Harpersville, but this tornado is passing to the south of you. So Harpersville, not necessarily needing to worry about this tornado that is down and on top of Wilsonville now. There's the velocity data. You can see there, not nearly as impressive as what we saw, especially when it crossed over Shelby County, crossed over I-65, but there's still a TDS there. The TDS may be a little bit lagged behind the velocity data, so we'll get another scan of that coming up in the next minute and a half. But National Weather Service obviously continuing that tornado warning for the time being until around
Shelby
6:30
and then
p.m.
Talladega kind of county there.
Okay, yeah,
It's
that's
kind
the
of
continuation of that warning.
Yep, till 6:30.
I wonder if that little dot that we're seeing there might be, you know, a little bit. That could be indicative of debris. A little bit hard to say for sure, but this is
it's trying to weaken, which would be amazing.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
it's certainly not as impressive as it was, you know, back an hour ago when it was in Bibb County. That's good. Like I said, a ton of heavy rain down to the south of it, so that could be working in our favor, Dave.
Let's hope so. You can see there with what you're doing on the radar. Then there's storms to the south, and there's Sylacauga. Now there's not severe weather for you, Sylacauga, but some heavy rain and gusty winds out there. By the way, when this passed by the Weather Service office there, again just to the south of the Weather Service, in 1 hour, they got 2 inches of rain. That's how heavy that rain is coming down with this, on top of the tornado itself. So just incredible to see all that. You can see here where we're talking about, there is Wilsonville. The tornado is over top of there. As mentioned before, we have seen signs that it's trying to weaken a little bit, which would be some amazing, amazing news. As it gets to Wilson Home, the mobile home park there, Valentine, Indian Shoals, Cosper's Bend is coming up your way next. Childersburg, again, you're watching this one pretty closely here. So here's Childersburg, Highway 231, Mount Sharon to the south there, Valentine area, Wilsonville. It's right over top of Wilsonville now, but when we look at velocity, a couple scans ago, you had probably 150 mile an hour, what we call the gate-to-gate shear, winds going around. So the winds in that tornado roughly about 150 miles per hour, roughly. So that would be significant with the damage it would propose there, with those winds that strong. But when you're looking at the debris tracker right now, you're not seeing quite as much. We can only hope that this would be the end of it for the moment. But remember, the one we had earlier, Sarah, went through cycles. And so it would be producing. Now this one was been a tornado for over an hour. Other ones, they were not lasting quite as long. But what do you have for us?
Yeah, that's right, Dave. I want to show you what we're looking right now on radar. We still have the active tornado warning, even though we are seeing signs of weakening, which is good. But if you are in the tornado polygon, including Childersburg and into Talladega County, stay in your safe place, because what we saw earlier, the supercell moved from west to east, border to border, Mississippi to Georgia, and the storm weakened and strengthened as it moved across the state. So we're not in the clear just yet until the tornado warning completely expires. But what we're watching, and the reason why this might be weakening, is because all of the rainfall you're seeing right here through Sylacauga and along 280. That's because that is basically cutting off the fuel to this storm. So you need fuel for these thunderstorms to continue to stay strong and produce tornadoes. So when you cut off that fuel source, that's why we could be seeing that weakening happening. But if there is a tornado right now, we would need to be really cautious for folks in Childersburg that this is tracking towards you. So you need to be in your safe place if you're in Childersburg right now, anywhere from Forest Hill Drive up through County Road 180 right now. The most recent scan right now past Wilsonville. So this storm is exiting Wilsonville right now and tracking towards Childersburg. Very heavy rainfall through Cosper's Bend, Chancellor Crossroads, and continuing into Talladega County. This is south of Harpersville. Again, the tornado debris signature not looking as impressive as before when we saw the really closed circle of blue. That was when we were really concerned about debris. But we still need to be watching this as it moves through Wilsonville towards Childersburg right now, but again showing signs of weakening. But we cannot let our guard down until this tornado warning completely expires. Zooming out to show you the big picture here, here is our tornado warning tracking into Talladega County right now.
Sarah, it looks like they just canceled it.
Okay, they just canceled it, so that's good. So let's do a reset of what we have going on right now. So that tornado warning is canceled. What we still have in place is flash flood warning. So if you are under any of these heavy downpours, flash flooding is likely. We do still have a thunderstorm right now moving through Fayette that does have a lot of lightning with it, so we're going to watch that one for potential strengthening, but again, not severe right now. So good news, that is the end of the active tornado warnings we have across the area, and the rainfall is starting to come towards an end in Birmingham, but we still have the tornado watch in effect. We'll be watching this closely for the next several hours because we are still not out of the woods just yet. Dave.
All right, it's kind of gearing back up here again. They just canceled that tornado warning. Again, Griffin and I have been doing some math here, mostly Griffin at this point. Over an hour.
Over an hour, 100 miles.
100 miles.
100, right around 100 miles.
So to give you a perspective of where it is, the storm is now closing close toward the Childersburg area there. That is where it was, or is currently. And if, again, you kind of draw a line from there all the way through Brent, just north of Greensboro, and then came on in toward Near Meridian, Mississippi. That is about the track. So when you talk about long track, strong tornadoes, there is a perfect example of what we were talking about with that storm as it continued to move through those areas. Fortunately, if I could say this, Griffin, correct me.
We have no active warnings.
I do not see any tornado warnings on the map right now.
For maybe the first time since around 11:30 this morning?
I do not see anything. Wow. Just to give you an idea here, what we're looking at, we're still watching those storms. That storm as it's gone into Talladega here. We'll keep an eye on it because it could be cycling, but right now it looks like it's weakening, and I think what we've been talking about, the storms near Sylacauga to Alexander City, have really helped with weakening that initial supercell. Hey, we'll take it. Whatever Mother Nature can throw at us, we'll take. Birmingham area here. Here's Talladega, Sylacauga, Alexander City area. Again, watching these storms here as they move on through the region. We're still watching them pretty closely, but you can see here their storms kind of finally starting to weaken just a little bit more. This is our long tracks tornado and supercell here coming closer into Talladega area. Now, again, the storm is not tornadic at this point, so that is some good news. But it did produce, of course, a long damage path that's going to take a long time for, of course, the Weather Service to take a look at that, and they'll do so there. But it's moving just north of Childersburg. Again, looking at that velocity product with it, we're not seeing that significant rotation anymore. Again, the debris product, just to prove it to you, we're not seeing that debris signature anymore either as well. So on the reflectivity here, we're still watching, again, heavy rain, Childersburg to Talladega. So Talladega, you're going to get heavy rain, possibly some gusty winds. Looking at our severe winds here, there's still some up near Childersburg, but not as significant for you. We're seeing some down to the south as well, too, kind of working the way on a not too far away from, let's say, Coosa County, Tallapoosa County as well, too. So, again, I just want to show you before we toss it over to Art and Sherry that at the moment, we don't have any tornado warnings out there, but we're still watching that cell as it kind of works its way closer toward the Talladega area. So, Art and Sherry, wow, what an impressive storm.
We can take a little bit of a breath for a moment here, let people kind of catch their breath because we've been through it so far.
My goodness, the people out there right now, we're getting updated information. Ohatchee, unfortunately, 5 people dead because of that tornado, and the damage unreal, not only in that community. Pelham, 30 to 50 homes damaged, and they're still assessing. They say that is just an early estimate of what they're dealing with.
Yeah.